boy. What's up, y'all? It's Marcellus Wiley, that dude. Let's talk about what y'all talking about, which is the intersection of sports and politics. Yes, Bob Costas went there. And we're going to talk about how sports unifies us or divides us or makes us more tribal, like the politics in sports. Where do they intersect? Does it have a place in sports? Has it always been there? Is this something that's newly inserted? A lot of conversation right here. So let's put on our big brain so we can dive deep into this topic. I think it's fascinating, the sociologist in me. But before we do all that, make sure you guys go to projecttransition.org, leave your email, be a part of our global giving community as a volunteer. You want to do a little bit more? Donate. If you want to do even more, the most, become a giver every month, a gym member. Help these kids get experiences and exposures like we're having our NFL skills camp next month. Check the link in the description for all the information. Now, check a look right here. Take a look at this screen for all this information. We're about to dive into this. This is an interview between Kristen Welker and Bob Costas. Yes, sorry. But, you know, on this show, we don't read articles, we read quotes. But every rule is meant to be broken. We're going to break that rule today because we're going to read some of this. Check this out, y'all. This is a notable conversation between Welker and Bob Costas, who was making his 13th Meet the Press appearance, and then asked for his thoughts on the sports as a unifier, saying, quote, "And it comes at a time when our country is very divided. I don't have to tell you that. Sports is unifying. People rally around their team, the games that they love. What can sports teach us and teach this country about unifying?" Okay. I always tell this story because I didn't even know it was political. I didn't know if it was social. I didn't know what it was. But I remember the first time I put my hand in the middle of a huddle. You know, everybody up. All right. Mohawks on 3. That was the name of our team, Inglewood Mohawks. And you look, and I looked at all the different hands and sizes and colors and shapes. I was like, damn. To me, that was like sports unifying. I'm in a huddle with brothers. It was amazing. So Costas responded to that with a discussion of how sports can unify, but also can become tribal, especially in light of the tone in many sports conversations today. I inject this story of when we used to play some of our rivals, right? And it did become tribal. I'm from Compton, living in South Central or Slauson, and then next thing you know, I'm playing for Inglewood, and we got beef with Carson. No matter what. You playing Carson, they're playing the Colts, it's a problem. To the point where like uncles and cousins is showing up, Nissan trucks. Hey, they good? We good? Like making sure we no smoke. I'm like, damn, tribal. What am I? I'm about to fight and rep and die potentially over Inglewood, some green and Inglewood Mohawks versus Carson Colts. We're 8 years old. I saw it. So I understand where they're going with this. It can become very tribal. Well, the best of sports, especially team sports, is the idea that people from diverse backgrounds come together in the service of a common cause. That cause being to do as well as you possibly can as a team. And you look at the arena and you look at the stadium and you see people with different political viewpoints and from different demographics, but they're still all there rooting for the team. And in that moment, that's unifying. On the other hand, some of the tone now that surrounds sports, as we talked about before, is angry and accusatory, and it becomes tribal sometimes in a way that isn't really all that healthy in mind. Now, what's interesting about that is, I don't know if it's just present tense. I think we're all exposed to what's happening now because of social media, but it always existed. I'll give you an example. When I went to a Raider game as a fan, this is right after I retired. I think I was doing media, so I just wanted to have the fan experience. I'm weird like that, if you could call that weird. I love going out there in the elements. I love gen pop, as they call it, general population. A lot of my friends get mad at me. They're like, dog, why don't you sit in the VIP? Why don't you sit in the suite? I say, I do that, but I also like to just be out there and get beer spilled on me. While out there at this Raider game, former Charger, boy, these people, they were MFing everybody, including me. Now, they were doing a tongue-in-cheek with me a little bit more because they still wanted the picture. But the point is, it's not boo. It's you motherfucker. That's what's really turning into cheers and boos on the field. It's unreal. It's like seriously crazy, right? Become a gym member with Project Transition. As a giver every month, small gifts have a big impact in creating real change. Not only will you transform lives, you'll also win and unlock once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Join me, Marcellus Wiley, in making a real impact through Project Transition, a global giving community dedicated to uplifting underserved youth with mentorship, education, and access to real opportunities. Your donation doesn't just enter you to win unforgettable prizes and exclusive experiences with myself and other gym members. It fuels our mission to empower the next generation of leaders, dreamers, and game changers. From after-school programs, life skills camps, and career development, every dollar helps unlock potential where it's needed most, and where every person makes a world of difference. Give back, win big, be the difference, be greater than your greatest excuse. Support Project Transition today. Become a gym member and help turn obstacles into opportunities. So that's what's happening there. Now, Welker followed that up by saying politics is a part of sports. Sports is a part of politics. Does it concern you that we are seeing in some instances politics infused in sports? Now, we all tired of that. And Costas responded to that infusion is nothing new. Let's talk. Well, it feels new. But, it's weird. I can't even watch games during commercials at times, or sometimes even a commentary. I turn the volume down because I got little itty bitties, right? 9-year-old, 6-year-old, 5-year-old. Getting indoctrinated watching the damn game. It's like unreal with the politics that have been infused. I think that politics inevitably has intersected with sports. Anyone who says that politics has no place in sports has to be abysmally unaware of the history here. I almost got that word messed up. Probably did. Because until fairly recently in our nation's history, sports and some aspects of entertainment have been the only avenues that were broadly, and even then there was a fight, Jackie Robinson didn't come up until 1947, that were broadly accessible to people of color, or where someone like Billie Jean King could make a larger statement about women's rights, not just within sports. And to turn your back on that is to wear a blindfold. So when people say stick to sports, I think what they actually mean most often is stick to sports unless you're saying something that I want to hear and I agree with. But if you're saying something I disagree with that comes from a different perspective, well, then you should just shut up and say, there's a ground ball to shortstop. I've never been to that. Y'all get it? I know you do. The coverage of today's sports, is it bringing you together, closer, or further apart? Think about it. Live sporting events. I'm not talking about the coverage necessarily, because we know the coverage is colored with people who are colorful. And those colorful people are just now more entertainers than ever. They used to be more educators, journalists, move. Y'all now just all in the entertainment business, which it probably always was. That's the E and ESPN. Point being, we are there, full throttle. Where politics come into it is they've always been a part of it, right? If you go all the way back to like my first like real grand memories of like sports, other than what I personally was going through, was like reading up on Jesse Owens. And I was like, all right, he won 4 gold medals. Congrats. I'm a kid that at that time I was a big Carl Lewis fan. I was like, Carl Lewis won 4 gold medals. You know what I mean? It was a little different. Actually, it was a lot different, as we know, of some of the racial issues that he had to deal with compared to what even Carl Lewis had to deal with somewhat 50, 60 years later. So the point being, you can look at all of sports and look at it as something that of combat, of competition, but always really bringing together community to talk through it, to walk through it, to act on it. And that's what politics and sports has been. It's always been there. But it does feel different right now because the slant of agenda, how much do they talk about one side versus the other, the skewing, right? It's not a balanced conversation. So it's very difficult to find balance now. And you try to find something that's independent. And a lot of times people don't always follow through with that because they like the hyperbole. They like the extremes, right? We don't like 6-3 football games. We like 38-37. Like both of y'all go crazy. Or 38-0, like blowout. We're like, oh, they killing, they crushing, right? And then the Chiefs are rolling 52-14. You're like, ah. So we're a place, we're a space, but guess what? We'll be fine. We've been through this and maybe much worse before. So just wanted to beat that up a little bit. I really wanted to write a rap about it. But tell me what y'all think. Beat it up in the comments. You feel something new in the air, or is this age old? We just getting exposed to it more because we are all connected more than we ever been. Let me know. So, you know we doing this show, boy. The show Love to Bob Costas and Kristen Welker. We flow, boy. But before we do that, we make sure we hook you guys up because you hook us up. So leave your email at projecttransition.org, okay? You're part of our global giving community. That's what that means. Guess what you could do? You become a volunteer. If you want to do more, you can donate. Please, we love you. And if you do more than that, become a gym member, a giver every month. Like my man Stephen Harper, who is getting this book and he's getting this card in there, me, because my man Stephen Harper is a newly signed up gym member. I wanted it to be you. Everybody can be a part of this. Amazing experiences, exclusive events, and most importantly, impact with the kids, okay? So do that. And check out the NFL Skills Camp we're having next month. Check the link in the description. And also in that description is a link to Monitor Debt Resolution. You got financial crisis debt right now, you stressed out right now, pulling your hair out looking like me. Personal debt, student loan debt, medical debt, credit card debt. Damn it, I went to see Bob Costas talk at Meet the Press again, and it cost a lot of debt. Whatever that is, make sure you guys check out my team and Monitor Debt Resolution. That's your financial wellness solution. The link's in the description. That's your financial prescription. Let's go. Enough, man. Damn, long ass outro. Rap, boy. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. Hey, Bob Costas. I like this. I try to pretty this up, you know, because they want us to shut up and ball. So I had to bring this beat out because y'all can hear every word I say on this one. Some of the other ones, they can't. Yeah, shut up and ball. Oh, politics trying to hate. I got to fix that. That's happened twice. Who am I going to talk about? Let me know. Let's go. Bob Costas said it's tribal when politics collide. Sports ain't neutral. It's a kingdom. No place to hide. Say shut up and dribble when your folks don't align. But when you preach that agenda, they calling it divine. Unity on Sundays, division on the tweets. Kneeling for the anthem got you canceled in the streets. But raise money for their cause. You a hero with clout. It's funny how the message get twisted all about. Like, damn, can't throw no touchdown without throwing your vote. Politics in every jersey, every quote that you wrote. They say sports unify, but that's a lie on the low. Cause the fans only cheer if your views match they show. Bob Costas sitting there with that classic news face. Sports reflects society, the tribal ass place. Red team versus blue team, Lakers versus Clips. But if you stand for something different, they throwing you bricks. Told Cap to shut up. Praised Pat Tillman's cause. Both fought for their people, but one got applause. When they agree with your politics, they hand you the mic. When they don't, it's silent. Take a hike on your bike. Tribal like the bleachers, just a different disguise. Flags waving in the stadium while truth slowly dies. So is it to unify, divide? Call to play. They love your speech when it match what they already say. Woo! Sports always been protest from Ali to today. One place where reality ain't hidden away. So I shut up and ball. Now I ball while I speak, cause my voice and my handle both strong and unique. Boy, who you talking to? Shoot, I talk that politics if I want to. Shoot. This is Marcellus Wiley with an urgent message for anyone struggling with over $10,000 in credit card debt. Here's what you need to do right now. Visit pt.monitordebt.com. They've helped thousands reduce what they owe by dealing directly with creditors, cutting balances by 30, 40, even 50%. This isn't a loan. This is a proven debt settlement program where you make affordable monthly deposits while they do the heavy lifting. Many clients become debt-free in 24 to 48 months. Don't wait another day drowning in interest. Call 866-204-0071 or visit pt.monitordebt.com. Your financial freedom is waiting. It's just one phone call away. It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come. Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I think the purpose.
Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation, so